Hey darlings, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the refilmed Q&A. Hopefully this video footage works and hopefully we can get the answers to these questions. Let's go. First question, when/if you ever doubted speech, how did you get back to it? I never really doubted that I would become a speech therapist because it's something I always wanted to do. I'll say this, there were times in grad school where I absolutely was like, what have I gotten myself into? Like, what in the world? I didn't doubt that I wanted to be a speech therapist. I never even doubted that like I couldn't finish it out. It was just really hard. The good thing about going to an HBCU, especially for me personally, I got to see Black women doing what I was studying like to do. Like what I wanted to be, I saw them being. They weren't only teaching me, they had their own practices. They were able to tell us their own personal stories. They had people working for them. It was just like, dude, I gotta be a part of this club. Like I gotta do this. Like, so if anything, a lot of my professors were actually motivators for me to finish and to know that it's actually possible. So love your hair, by the way. Is it relaxed? What's your hair routine? She loved my hair back when my hair wasn't in braids, but thank you. Yeah, so I do get perms. I am relaxed, I'm not natural. I don't know how long that's gonna last. Like, I mean, I just really don't have a reason to go natural, but it's harder nowadays to maintain even my relaxer just because I go to the gym so often. I go like Monday through Friday, so before work. So it's become like either I'm gonna take a week off from the gym after I get my hair done like every 2 weeks, or which is gonna only amount to like 2 weeks in the gym at all, or like, you know, always just be doing something with my hair. So I've been trying to like try different protective styles. How's life as an SLP? Okay, this is a question that I get pretty often and I never really know how to answer it. Let me tell you something. So I understand that like at one point when you are trying to become what you want to be, you're like, oh my gosh, like what's it like? What, you know, what do you do? You know, like you have a lot of questions, or like you're trying to imagine yourself being there. So like when I was a student, I was like, gosh, you're a CF? Like, you know what I'm saying? When I was a CF, I was like, dad, you got your C's? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then now that I have my C's, there's other things that I look up to. But to say like, how's life as an SLP? It's not that you don't keep learning. It's not that you don't keep growing. It's not that it's not exciting. However, at some point it's your job, you know, and like you settle in and that's it. Like, you know, you do your research, you treat whoever your population is, you do a lot of paperwork, you are an advocate for your patient or your client or your student or whoever. And that's just, it's just what I do. Do you want children? If so, when? I do want children, but I want them like I want kids like not now. I can't take care of you. I'm trying to take care of myself. It wouldn't do nobody no good for me to be nobody's mama right now. Let me have my wedding. Let me have a, you know, a few years with my husband, and then we'll get the kids going whenever the Lord says so. Where are you now in your speech career and what's next for you career-wise? I'm in my, third year, going into my 4th year being an SLP. Still very, very new, learning a lot of different things. I'm in a high school now, which has challenged me beyond belief, honestly. It's not necessarily the admin part of the job, not the paperwork or anything like that. I think I got that down. But it's the kids. Like, you guys, kids are living. And I remember my professor saying this. Shout out to Dr. Lemon. She said to us in grad school, she said that kids are now, like, science has progressed so much that like people with like super rare genetic diseases and like all types of stuff, they're living instead of dying. Like, you get what I'm saying? They're living longer than expected to, and it's causing you as a professional dealing with those individuals to do so much more research, and it calls you to be even more competent in order to like properly deal with them. And it's just crazy because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in high school kids who have chromosome deletions, who have like just all types of stuff. And it's not like, it's not, I can't talk about some of the things that I see because I think that's a little bit identifying, and I don't play with that. But it's just crazy to see some of the things that I see, and it's challenged me on how I'm supposed to navigate it and like how I'm supposed to treat it. And then just dealing with older kids in general, it's a different type. It's just a different ball game. Next for me though, I am working on some things. I'll talk about that when the time comes, but you'll know what's next, girl. You'll know. Your grad school process, how many schools, your GPA and GRE experiences, all of those things can be found in my video named The Grad Process, how to get into grad school. All of that is in there. I don't know if I mentioned how many schools I applied to. I know it was like at least 5, and I only got into 1. So that's the one I went to. And I've got my degree, and ain't nobody really looking at where you went. They're looking at the piece of paper that you get. So if you're picky about that, unless you have something specific, like a specific track, or like, you know, they have a specific program, girl, get over it. Because that's not how I was, but period. Like, get over it and get the degree. It doesn't matter where you go. It matters that you finish. Hey Casey, I watch your YouTube videos. I'm in an SLP program. I'm in an SLP grad program right now. Have you ever suffered from imposter syndrome during your collegiate career? If so, can you talk about that and how you overcome it? Okay, Google, what's imposter syndrome?
According to Wikipedia, imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud.
Absolutely. I've dealt with imposter syndrome before. I think we've all doubted our abilities at some point. I know I definitely have. But I think the only way that I come out of that, and when I have those moments, are just remembering the favor that's on my life, remembering my faith, and remembering the fact that, like, I mean, I don't really believe in luck. I believe that my steps are ordered. I believe that everything that is for me will come to me, and everything that is not for me is just not mine. So there's nothing to cry over. Like, I've learned not to mourn over things that God has rejected. You know what I'm saying? So I've had moments of it, but I don't stay there. I believe that I've been favored in that I have gifts that God has given me, and that He allows me and equips me to walk in those gifts. And so I'm not a fraud, even if I think it. You know what I'm saying? I'm equipped. You know what I'm saying? So I've kind of just stuck to my faith to help me get out of those moments. If any of that makes sense, I hope it does. Can you talk about the praxis and how you found time and broke up time to study in addition to resources you used? Yes, that is also in a video. It's called Study Tips. It's an old video, but it was actually a video when I was actually in grad school, so I can break that down way better there than here, because I haven't studied for a test in a very long time. But all of that is in that Study Tips video. I talked about the praxis, how I took it the first time and I passed it, and it was crazy and I just shocked myself, but you know, the Lord is good. Refer to that video for the details, because I don't really remember off the top of my head right now. How did you know Jerry was the one? I think I'm gonna do a separate video for that. You guys do not have the time in this video. I promise you don't. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up if you actually want to see that story, want to hear that story. It's a really good story. It'll really bless you. Just not now, girl. You'll be here all night. And we don't have all night. I'm gonna do a separate video on that. We'll go from there. But it's a really good story. I'm gonna tell y'all for sure. I think that's all the questions we have for now. Let me see. Let me just check my DMs, because a lot of you guys DM me and I wanna make sure I'm answering them all. You guys, make sure you're following me on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing. Follow me on Instagram, and then do me a favor and like my Facebook page. It's getting a little dry over there. I need some moisture. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Refer to my previous Q&As for some questions that were probably not in here that I've already answered. I have an SLP Q&A, so make sure you go see that. I'll link it in the card somewhere. And then I also have like just other Q&As. So make sure you guys go check that out. Also stay tuned for a Words of Wisdom Wednesday video. I know that I have not put one up this year yet, But girl, God is just showing me things. And y'all know sometimes when I take a break from Words of Wisdom Wednesday, that means I gotta learn something, I gotta gain some wisdom to give to you. So just be patient with those. They're coming whenever the Lord says so. But right now, I'm gaining wisdom. So I have to like chill out until I know what to tell you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, darling.